I strongly recommend do not put off your estate planning, and also see Mark and his team. They're very professional. They walk you through step by step, and at the other end you'll have a great peace of mind.
A couple of years ago, one of my best mates had to call me to tell me his heart was failing and he had 24 hours to live. In that short period of time, he was not only trying to say goodbye to his kids and his wife, he was trying to tell her where the money was, how to deal with the business, who to speak to, and how she was going to move forward in this short period of time. It's no way to finish the last 24 hours of your life. Mark Westcott is one of the only things you should prioritise in your life. This is the only way to get the message across to make sure your family are safe and healthy for the future in a time of emergency. If you're spending more time on your tax returns every year than you are on your will and your family's future, you might have your priorities mixed up. Give Mark a call.
I think just forcing me to take a look at the whole planning process to see what I have done and what I haven't done. Very valuable experience as a procrastinator, as you know.
I guess as we're seeing right now, procrastination is not something that you really should do with estate planning.
Well, what you bring to the table is the knowledge of what has worked in literally hundreds of those plans. And every one of them is different. You bring a completely new focus on what's really going to be important and provide people the gateway to actually making it work.
Mark's a really genuine, honest guy. He's down to earth. He can relate to anybody. He's a really, really nice, honest, upfront person.
From my experience, he's probably one of the easiest guys on the planet to get on with. He's extremely well-liked. He relates well. It seems to me that there are very few people in this country that have the experience, the background, the history, the experience to do this in a highly professional manner. We're all busy, and it's sometimes very easy to defer things, but to defer time is a very dangerous thing. Why look around when Mark ticks all the boxes that you need to get it done right now?
I find that Mark is particularly good with people. He relates to them very well, has a background in rural business. I've been working with Mark for well over 5 years now on succession planning matters, and what really impresses me is his ability to communicate to all generations, but then to drag out the issues, get people to appreciate each other's position, and then get to a resolution. And the beauty of Mark being involved in the process is he is someone who will not only encourage professional people involved, accountants and lawyers, to lift their game, but also just gently coaches the family to come to a position.
When we first met Mark, we thought that we had our estate planning all sorted. We both had wills that had been professionally done, and we thought it would be all fine. As we went through the process with Mark, we realised that there was so much more to estate planning than what we'd ever known. And what we actually were going to leave our kids, should the unthinkable happen, was a pretty big mess. Now that we've done our estate plan, we feel really confident that we have a solid structure and support processes in place should anything bad happen.
I've known Mark as a business partner, a friend, and as an advisor to me and my family for 35 years. It's been a long-term, high-quality, valued relationship. Now, people that are successful in those areas invariably have high-quality lawyers and high-quality accountants. The difference with succession and will planning is that everybody pretends, even though the evidence is staring them in the face, that they've got forever to make a decision about something. Your existing accountants and lawyers will be great at historical fact, but they won't necessarily get you where you need to go as an entrepreneur in terms of your succession and your will plan. And that's where Mark has, I regard, an absolutely unique talent. He has an ability to sit with families, and I know somewhere he's resolved internal conflicts that have lasted for decades, just because his manner and his style is such that people see the common sense that he exudes. In this day and age, you have, with succession planning and wills, you'll have blended families, and you'll have angry families, and you'll have patriarchal families, and there's all these different potential problems that all of those conflicts, major or minor, tend to add to the boiling pot for delay. And there is nothing worse, in my view, than getting hit by the bus without this stuff in place. Mark is absolutely at the top of his field. I don't know anyone else in Australia that actually does what he does, but most people just go to Newcastle or where and do it. They don't actually have someone that's a facilitator that can help you go through there, that's had the experience of all those different sorts of issues and can offer you 3 or 4 alternatives to solve the problem for almost anything you can try. I think everybody's always too busy to fix this up, but I think, so to me, someone that says they want to avoid the potential conflict, it's not an easy process, and that's why you need someone who's independent. But you need someone who comes from the outside. And I think this succession planning thing is a bit like that. So your traditional accountant and lawyer, whilst they'll have expertise, they don't come at this, or they'll have preconceived ideas. They'll know the family history with that son who's got the daughter-in-law who's a real issue and whatever, and they'll have preconceived ideas that will make it far more difficult to reach a settlement than someone who is genuinely independent and has a vested interest. I mean, Mark's emotional background, I'm sure he'll tell you the story, but he's been doing this for a long time, and a couple of people have passed away without the required things in place. And it is an unmitigated disaster. You just cannot imagine what can happen. And of course, the bigger the business, the more complicated, the more resistance to solving the problem, and therefore the bigger the drama when you get hit by the bus when you didn't mean to die. Successful business people have very complex structures. My advice would be, before you even talk to the children at all, you sit with Mark and you go through a preliminary exercise so he gets a feeling for the history and where you think the roadblocks might be. It's probably not normally the kids that are the biggest problem. It's actually the kids' spouses. When you get into multiple generations and you go down 3 and 4 generations, there's always hidden animosities for other people, and there's jealousies and carry on and on. You get Mark in a room and give him the information, and you'd be amazed. He can steer you in a way that'll probably help avoid a lot of these potential pitfalls. One of Mark's attributes is, aside from having this unique ability I mentioned before, the talent of being a great facilitator, he does have an interest in following this through. So the main reason I would employ Mark, aside from the facilitation capacity, is absolutely unique. But the point is, he doesn't let go. He's got cattle dog in him, so he's not going to let this die on the vine while you're making your mind up. He'll just continually, in a nice way, pest you into taking action and getting stuff